Good afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Happy Saturday. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're back to another expansion franchise episode with our Quebec Nordiques. And today, we're going to be taking on the Detroit Red Wings here. If you guys like these kinds of videos, I'm going to leave a like, subscribe, and notification bell. Hit me up on Snapchat. Add my socials in bio. So let's get into this. All right. So today, like I said, we're going to be taking on the Detroit Red Wings at Little Caesars Arena. But I do have some things I want to talk about. Sorry, guys, I did not get to stream much this week, but I've been busy. I had work, and I had a doctor's appointment, and I had so much other things going on. Some of their digital 6 created by Adidas jerseys. We are rocking the Penguins jersey here. They did lose, unfortunately. I do want to talk about the Penguins. I also want to talk about Game 7 of the World Series last Saturday. That was a heck of a game. Oh my God, what a game that was. But anyways, yeah. So, first, yeah, that game, oh my gosh. So, the Penguins last week, they unfortunately did not win that game that I watched against the Winnipeg Jets. They lost 5-2. Their 8-game, they were on an 8-game, they were on an 8, it was an 8-game, it was an 8-game consecutive, it was an 8-game point consecutive points. It was a point. They had points in 8 straight consecutive games entering play last Saturday. And that unfortunately did end. But that's okay. But then they were in Toronto on Monday this week. They started the season off. They're 9-4-3. They're still doing good. But I'll talk about why they're 9-4-3 here in a minute. In a second, I should say. But anyway, they were in Toronto. They were up 3-0 heading to the third period. And what did they do? They blew their 3-0 lead. They ended up going 1 scores. They went 1-2-1 on that road trip, on their 4-game trip. They're doing pretty good. I'm so glad they're doing well. 9-4-3. But then they were off Tuesday when they came home Tuesday, we're off Tuesday, Wednesday. They were back home on Thursday against the Capitals. Again, they were up 3-0 heading in the middle of the second. They were up 2-0 heading to the second, or 2-0 after 1. They were up 3-0 early in the second. The Capitals stormed back to tie it 3-3. Penguins did end up winning that game 5-3, so that was good. And then obviously today they ended up losing 2-1 in a shootout. They did get a point. But yeah, they have the Kings tomorrow. But yeah, so anyway, that'll be interesting. Also tomorrow night, the Steelers are playing tomorrow night. They ended up beating the Colts last week, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, so I thought I would talk about that. Oh yeah, also the World Series. I just have so much sports stuff to talk about here. But yeah, so last week it was later in the game, it was 3-0 bottom of the first inning. It was 3-0, and I'm like, oh no, Dodgers, you're 3-0 is a hill to climb for the Dodgers. It was 4-3 going. Oh yeah, it was whatever, I forget what it was. But the Dodgers were down 4-3, top of the ninth. Blue Jays were 2 outs away from the World Series, and what do? Miguel Rojas, out of all people, hit a solo shot, tie the game, send it to, I don't know why that. Hold on, I'm putting the thing up. I hate those there. Miguel Rojas, out of all people, in the top of the ninth, tie the game, send it to extra, so it's 4-4 in the 11th, in the bottom, heading to the 11th. Dodgers, Will Smith hits the go-ahead home run. Dodgers end up winning back-to-back World Series again. I was rooting for the Jays, but yeah, so overall, unfortunately, I was a little frustrated. Dodgers did win the World Series again. Back-to-back champs. But yeah, so now we have the offseason here. Scores. We'll see what happens here. The big names on the off season this year are You think Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, Kyle Tucker's a big name. I'm going to talk about here probably once I'm done with listing names here. You have Kyle Tucker. You have Framber Valdez, Dylan Cease, Michael King. What's really surprising is Shane Bieber a couple of days ago. This one Tuesday night, I think what day that was. Tuesday night said, "Oh yeah, you know what? I'm staying in Toronto, and I will I will pick up my 1-year option that they gave. They had it. There was another option. It was a player option of like 17 mil or something like that, and he took that. So I was like, wow, he left money on the table. But overall, I'm kind of excited to see what the Blue Jays do. You have, let me think. Pitching, you have Dylan Cease, Framber Valdez, and then it kind of falls off. Michael King, Dylan Cease, Framber Valdez, and after that it kind of falls off. And then the relief pitcher market is relievers. I don't think there's a lot of good. Let me look. Hold on. MLB. Let me see if I can find the relief pitcher market for this year. Oh yeah, catchers you have J.T. Realmuto, and then Victor Turkey, Dean Jensen. You don't really care where all those guys go. Martin Maldonado retired. Good. So at first base position you have Pete Alonso, Ryan O'Hearn, and Josh Naylor. Second base you have Gleyber, Willie Castro, Jorge Polanco, who I hope the Mariners bring back, and a couple other guys. Kevin Biggio also. Third base, shortstop, you have Mitty Rojas, and you have the big name on that is Bo Bichette. I obviously still can see Pete going back to the Mets. That is my prediction. But then if it's not the Mets, I can see a team like the Giants going after. No, never mind. Maybe a team like the Rangers or the Rangers, or a team like the Rangers, or maybe the Mariners if they don't get Naylor back, or who knows, or the Red Sox maybe. I know they have Casas, but still. Then you have going after Pete, obviously. Third base you have Bregman, Eugenio Suarez, Yohan Moncada, Paul DeYoung, Kike Hernandez, who should go, and then you have two guys. Also, I forgot to mention at the first base. First, you have Munetsuka Murakami, who was posted yesterday, but he could start talking to teams this morning. He has 45 days to sign. I wouldn't be surprised if he signed it in the next couple of days because of the fact that he has until December 23rd to sign with the team, or else I don't know what happens if they don't sign with the team. Who knows? We'll see. And then obviously you have no one exciting in the outfield. Like you can afford, in left field, I should say. Right center fielder, you have Cody Bellinger, and that's about it. Cody Bellinger, Harrison Bader, Trent Grisham. And then the big name in the outfield, of course, is Kyle Tucker, 10 to 12. Obviously, DHs, you have Schwartz and Ozuna, Koch, and Eloy. Then pitchers, you have Cease, Valdez, Ranger Suarez, Nick Martinez, Chris Bassett. Hold on, let me get a drink. Chris Bassett, Michael King, Shota Imanaga, Zach Allen, who he got offered a lot of guys got offered the QO to the qualifying offer of $22.025 million, which is a lot. It keeps going up and up every year. I think it'll stay that way next year. I hope. Who knows? Well, actually, next offseason is a question mark because of the potential lockout. So who knows? But yeah, you guys can look at the list. I don't really care about a lot of these pictures. Brandon Woodruff, Tomoyuki Sagano, Herman Marquez. He'll go elsewhere. Kyle Hart. Relief pitchers, you have Edwin Diaz, Rosnell Iglesias, Robert Suarez, who I don't know if he goes back to. I don't know where he'll go. Brian Helsley, I've been hearing a lot of rumors that the Pirates might pick up because they need a closer. Pirates definitely need a closer, especially if they trade Dennis Santana this offseason, but who knows? Kenley Jansen, I've also been hearing that Kenley Jansen wants to go back to LA to retire retire as a Dodger. I could see that happening just because it's where he started his career. There's a lot of guys I can see going back to some of their teams just to retire. Like, obviously, I think I've heard, I don't know who I've heard it from, probably Draft Tech Mark on the windup. No, it was Draft Tech Mark and James Shiano on the windup. They mentioned they think Justin Verlander goes back to Detroit to end his career in Detroit, which I can see that happening very much so. Overall, there's not a lot of. I'm not really going to talk about the pitching market that much. Relievers, you have guys that are. I'm not predicting everybody on stream today. I'll probably do like a big name. I'll probably predict like Kyle Tucker. I've been hearing like the Dodgers or the Yankees. I can also see. Let me think another team. The Phillies. I've been hearing the Phillies. I heard the Phillies. Phillies can spend money, so I wouldn't count them out. In like articles that I've read, I've heard the Phillies. I've heard a lot of teams. Romuto, I can see him going back to Philadelphia to be a catcher because I don't think they would have anybody. I don't even know who they're back. I don't know who they'd be rocking unless they sign like Danny Jansen or Victor Caratini or somebody. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens in free agency, but my prediction overall is I think Kyle Tucker ends up going to the Yankees. Now, that is if Bellinger doesn't go back. I think Bellinger could go to like, I can see like the Mets picking up Bellinger if Piolando doesn't go back to the Mets. I really hope Pete can come back to the Mets. I've also been hearing rumors that and then on the trade market, outfielders that I can think of off the top of my head, the only outfielder that I can think of off the top of my head is, of course, Luis Robert. I think he does get moved this offseason. I think, who else? I think Sandy Alcantara gets moved this offseason. I've heard rumors of Edward Cabrera. I've heard rumors of Joe Ryan. Well, Joe Ryan is an interesting one because the Red Sox and the Twins were pretty much super duper close to a trade deadline, but unfortunately it fell through. They could not get it done. Oh, by the way, Bregman, I don't know if I Bill Bichette, I think he goes back to the Blue Jays, especially if they want to win it back next year all the way to the World Series again. The Bregman, I think he goes back to the Mets, not the Mets, but the Bregman, I think he goes back to the Red Sox. But yeah, so we'll see what happens. I will obviously be doing my reactions and talk about all of like the moves that happen on this channel while we do on streams here. I won't make individual videos about them. I'll just talk about it when we do streams here. But yeah, obviously, by the way, I'm probably gonna try and do streams again tomorrow. Penguins don't play till 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'm gonna try to start streams at like 10:15 tomorrow, hopefully. Try to be up early tomorrow. We'll see what happens. What was that? What a save. To done. 8 minutes left. Second period. 3-0 us. Also, by the way, Penguins play the Kings tomorrow. I hope they can get that. And they got a point today, so that's good. Against them. Against the Devils. They got a point. They lost in the shootout, like I mentioned. But overall, yeah, they're having a decent year. They have the Kings tomorrow, and then they're off to Sweden against the Preds on Friday at 2 o'clock. So maybe Friday night I'm definitely going to be doing streams early Thursday morning. stopped by the goaltender. Probably around like 11. Hopefully by 11, 11:30. Hopefully by 11. Nothing more. Oh, yeah. Pitt started their season 2 on Monday. They're 2-0 already. They beat Youngstown 74-59, and then they won last night. I forget what it was. Let me look. Hold on. I forget what they did last night to the whoever they played. 78-60. Okay, that's what I thought it was. Wasn't sure what they did against them. Oh, good save. Yeah, we're going to be doing our Penguins franchise again today. We're getting back to the Penguins franchise here. I need to probably throw these up here. I also wasn't streaming much this week because I was just playing a lot of MLB The Show. And so, yeah, that. And then, of course, this week, the one I was playing was my controller died a few times. So, oh, and by the way, I probably won't be able to stream it all next Saturday. I am going next. Next Saturday, I won't be able to stream it all. I'm going to be gone from like 8 o'clock in the morning to like probably 6 o'clock on Saturday because I'm going to the Notre Dame Pitt game next Saturday. So, yeah. I'm probably gonna try and probably won't be doing as many streams as I would. I'm probably gonna try and stream at least on Thursday. This week, Thursday, Friday. I do work Friday till 5 o'clock, and I might stream. Wednesday, I might stream as well. I said that, and then I didn't this week. But actually, maybe not Wednesday this week. Dang it, because I might be staying again. Definitely Thursday. Probably not Tuesday either. Probably gonna try tomorrow. If not, probably not tomorrow. Maybe if I do, it'll probably be. Who knows? I don't know. My stream schedule. I need it definitely Thursday. The week. Oh God, there's so much in the next 2 weeks. 17 to 30.
Interesting action in the first 2 periods. I wonder what we'll get as this third period has begun. Gets that one on across.
I am definitely going to be doing a lot of streams here today. I got time to stream today because the Penn game was early this afternoon. It was at 12:30. Plus, I was doing stuff as well at the end of the Penn game. So, while I was watching the end, the last couple periods, the last period of it at least. I mean, there's nothing else on tonight. Shoot, stopped. So I might just not stream all night, but most of the night. I was playing a little bit of Home Video Show this afternoon. You know, while this morning while I was waiting for the Penguins game to start at 12:30. Because, yeah, I might work on my Rangers franchise again tonight. I was playing that before the Penguins game, but overall, once streams are done, stop at nope. 15:25 to go. The third, 3-0 still. For shoots. Grubauer's been great. We are going to continue our. Oh yeah, by the way, we will continue the Stanley Cup playoffs we will continue with our Seattle team. We'll do that. We'll play game 2 today. Maybe Monday night. Monday I work till 5. Yeah, maybe Monday night I can stream. Try to do some streams again Monday night. That like as soon as I'm done with stuff. When I get home. Maybe Monday night. Monday night and Thursday night. And Thursday morning, sorry. Monday and Thursday morning. But if I don't stream till Thursday, then I won't stream till Thursday. Like I said, I'm definitely going to start streams on Thursday at like 11.
That was a pass that just went south, and so everybody has to get back out. Gets it in a good place. Shoots.
And then definitely the following Tuesday I will.
Can start the attack going in the zone. Save. They're back to within 2 now.
3-1.
Gets them to within 2. There is still time. Thus, there is still.
Oh yeah, then there's another guy. His name is Kazumo Akamoto coming over from the NPB. Yeah, he's I forget what position he is. And then there's his name is Tatsumi Imani, something like that, and he'll be coming over from the NPB. He's a pitcher. I can see like the Mariners going after him, but Kazumo Akamoto will be coming soon as well, hopefully. There's like more. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, I did want to mention this. Speaking of Major League Baseball, March. I forget the dates. I know it's March-ish. Let me look it up. Hold on. You guys probably know where I'm going with this. March 5th, 2026, which is a Thursday, to Tuesday, March 17th. So it's about a week and a half, almost 2. It's almost 2 weeks, but every 4 years. And the last time I did it, I think it was 2022. No. Also, next year is an Olympics year, so next year is busy. Stopped by the goaltender. 7:20 to go, the third. 3-1 game. Yeah, March 5th through the 17th. I was looking at the dates. I didn't look it up. But yeah, it's almost 2 weeks. And then a week later, yes, we got a penalty. March 5th through the 17th of 2026. It's the WBC, and it's probably one of my favorite events. It only happens once every 4 years. And of course, it's the World Baseball Classic. I'm hoping to be watching it when it happens. But obviously, you have teams like, and I'll talk about it more on stream when we get closer. But you have teams like Team USA, Team Japan, Team Italy, which is an interesting team. I obviously am biased every year they also do everything, even the Olympics. I'm biased, but you guys will be like, why am I biased? Well, here's why. Every year every 4 years when the WBC happens, you have, of course, Team USA, Team Canada, Team Italy, I forget what other teams there are. I think Team Canada, right? I think there's Team Canada. I forget the teams. Anyway, it's the World Baseball Classic. And that's probably, like I said, it's the WBC, the World Baseball Classic. It's probably one of my favorite things. And I always am biased because I root for, obviously, my favorite team, which has guys like Mike Trout, whoever else plays from that. It's Team USA, obviously. I always root for Team USA because that's, of course, the country that I root for my home country. I mean, obviously, then if there's no Team USA, in it that team like the year that Team USA played. Unfortunately, Team Japan lost to Team beat Team USA because there was a Mike Trout Shohei Ohtani matchup. That was an interesting matchup. And now that matchup happens every Can you say pink? Obviously, it's during spring training when it happens. It's like It's like we have a couple weeks of spring training and then bam. Oh, speaking of spring training, the Pirates spring training schedule got announced the other day. They're playing Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. Wednesday, and they're playing Washington, Houston, and St. Louis in spring training. I'm like, they haven't, and I was looking at it, and obviously the Pirates have not played. That's a string. I almost typed in string. Here we go. I found it. Found it. Houston, St. Louis, and Washington. Since they will be playing the Cardinals for the first time in spring training since March 29th, 1998. God, it's been so long. Then they will host Houston for the first time since March 6th, 2016 in spring training in Bradenton. And then, of course, they'll be playing Washington. I haven't played Washington since, I don't even know the last time the Pirates played Washington. Last time the Pirates played Washington in spring training was March 2nd, 2006. So it's been almost 20 years. But yeah, so it's been a long time. I was 5'4". I don't even think I was watching baseball yet, but whatever. That's okay. But anyways, yeah, getting back to what I was saying was, yeah, so they announced, obviously we'll get regular teams, the Tigers, the Yankees, the Orioles, the Red Sox, the Braves, the Twins, the Blue Jays. We get those teams again, obviously. The Phillies. We get all those teams. We don't get the Mets or the Marlins, which would be interesting in spring training. I would have loved to see the Mets in spring training, but obviously the Pirates do get the Mets. The Pirates get the Mets opening day in New York. That'll be interesting to see. My two favorite teams. I'll be watching that series for show. I love how there's the last 2 years it's been in Miami, and then this year they're like, oh no, let's not do that for Miami for a third year in a row. Let's go to play another NL East team, the New York Mets. I like how they always been sort. They have no. I don't think the Pirates have had a home game. I don't think the Pirates have had a home game on opening day since like 2014. The last time the Pirates started the season at home on opening day was April 3rd, 2016. It was against the St. Louis Cardinals. It's been, it's been almost 10 years since the Pirates have hosted opening day. And I'm like, good, they need to host opening day in 2027, hopefully. But obviously 2027, maybe in 2028. Maybe 2027 is a big, that 2027 is a big question mark, only because of the fact that after next year, 25 saves for Howard, 45 saves for Grubauer. Good Lord, Grubauer. 47-30 something. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but 2027 is a question mark because of the fact that we don't, after next December 1st of 2026, what am I saying? December 1st of 2026, the MLB CBA expires and we will potentially have a lockout, but we'll see. Like I said, we'll see what happens on everything. We'll see what happens with, I mean, honestly, I don't think, so that means, but yeah, anyway, yeah, that'll do it for me on this one, guys. If you guys like these kind of videos, I'm going to like, subscribe, the notification bell, hit me up on Snapchat, Ed Message with my own. I will see you in the next one. Peace.